Hello friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope you will consider subscribing to my channel if you're enjoying the instruction that I'm giving you. Today we're going to be talking about string crossings. In my opinion, I think this is a pretty overlooked topic when it comes to violin playing. If you find that your playing is not clean, you're hearing a lot of extra noises, it probably means that you need to work on your string crossings. I mean, one of the reasons that we use our fourth finger is to avoid string crossings, right? They're definitely not that easy. So when we're crossing from a higher string to a lower string, our wrist is going to lead the motion. Now, remember, our strings are pretty close together, so we don't have to move that much to change strings. So I'm on E string here. To cross to the A string, I bring my wrist up, and you see I allow my elbow to follow, but it's a very, very subtle motion. I'm going to D now. The wrist is leading, elbow is following. However, when I'm going from a lower string to a higher string, my elbow leads the motion. So I'm on G string, elbow drops to D, elbow drops to A, elbow drops to E. A really common mistake I see beginners make is not having their elbow low enough on the E string. When we're on E string, my elbow isn't exactly touching my body, but it almost is. I see quite a few people play like this, and then they kind of just exaggerate everything. When it comes to string crossing, something that's super important to remember is that we need to stop our bow before we cross the string. If we stop our bow, we're not going to hear any extra noise. Remember, finger before bow. Our finger should always be ahead of our bow. Our bow is the last thing to move. I really encourage my beginner students to practice with as much stop or pause as necessary between the string crossings. So if I'm just going to play my Twinkle rhythm, it's just going to be stop, stop, stop. Rock the bow. The bow doesn't come off the string. Rock the bow. If you're finding that you're hearing a bit of extra noise while you're trying to rock the bow, one of two things could be happening. You could either have too much weight into the string that it's causing it to make kind of that noise and you need to lighten your hand, or you could have not enough weight in your hand and you need to add more weight into your hand while you're performing the string crossing so that the bow will stay silent. If you're not sure which one it is, just try both and see which one works. So again, stopping your bow before the string crossing, super important. When you're performing several string crossings in a row, like really rapid string crossings, your elbow is going to stay balanced between the two strings and your wrist is going to move in a circular motion. My fingers are really involved too. A really good exercise for practicing rapid string crossings is to play perpetual motion and add an open E after every note. As you can see, my whole arm was staying very still, very quiet. The only thing that was moving was my wrist and my fingers. If you're a more advanced player and are playing a passage with numerous string crossings in a row, a really good practice technique is to stop before the string crossing. So you'll play all the notes on the D string or whatever, and then we stop, cross back. You can also take out the left hand and just play the passage on open strings. A lot of rapid string crossings in a row really requires you to not have any tension here. Your shoulder can't be up like this. We should not be squeezing, so that's going to make it a lot more difficult. So that's about it for string crossings. Thank you so much for watching.